Hello, you're listening to the OmniTalk Fast 5, brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Takeoff, Sezzle, and Silk. All right, let's move on to headline number 3. According to Retail Dive, Nordstrom Rack is slowing the use of in-store fulfillment to simplify operations and reduce the number of order cancellations. So this is a quote from Nordstrom. They said, quote, "We had higher cancellation rates there because it's a little more difficult finding the product in a treasure hunt environment in the stores," end quote. Beyond visibility issues, Retail Dive also noted that Nordstrom said that its buy online, pick up in-store model didn't generate the expected profit growth at the discount-heavy Rack brand. Chris, you were a big proponent of this headline this week. Tell the listeners why.
Yeah, Thanks for calling that out, actually. I appreciate that. I think this headline is particularly important juxtaposed against last week's article about theft
Okay.
and the amorphous definitions around it.
Sure.
And how it's being driven at places like Walmart and Target. And last week's headline engendered a ton of chatter on social media, probably the most we've seen in a Fast Five headline in a long time.
Right.
And this headline about Nordstrom's opens my eye to a big aha this week. And that aha is that everything comes with a cost.
Yes.
Everything. We talk about it all the time, you and I, even in our own business. And much of the costs of store-based fulfillment have probably been hidden during the pandemic when retailers could basically sell whatever they wanted at whatever came in the door at whatever prices and whatever margins.
Yeah.
And those times are now gone. And so I think what all these headlines are indicative of is that the hidden costs of BOPIS, of self-checkout, are starting to emerge. And they all stem first and foremost, like we talked about last week, from inventory accuracy in store, which is why Walmart's move toward RFID is now, in my opinion, spoiler alert for those tuning into next week's annual award show, is now definitively my headline of the year.
Wow.
Because I think it's that important. Retailers have to get a handle on what is in their stores, or these costs will continue to add up and cripple these organizations. So I'm not surprised at all, given how disarrayed the average Nordstrom Rack is, that they're going this direction. Because honestly, I would have thought from the get-go, this is really hard to do given how that business model works.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they're doing this in the Rack stores. Like, sure, this makes sense to fulfill like from a Nordstrom warehouse, but the Nordstrom Rack stores, I was just like, give me a break. Of course you got to cancel this like immediately. I think until retailers pull a Walmart, like you're talking about, which is requiring manufacturers to start adding RFID tags to products, this process that Nordstrom Rack's been doing, that other retailers are doing, is a lost effort. I think, especially at the Rack, like you look at the effort right now, like it's hard enough to staff these stores, number one.
Yep.
And then when you think about just the psychology of like, I'm going to take somebody off of a register where you have long lines. I don't know the last time you were in a Nordstrom Rack, but it's intense. Like you're weaving. Yeah. It's like you got to allow at least like 20, 30 minutes for a line there.
Yep.
So you're going to pull somebody off a register with people who have like product in hands that they want to take out of your store right there to like keep them from either stocking shelves or to go on a treasure hunt to find like a BOPIS order for a $49 Madewell sweater. Like, no, that seems like a ridiculous use of time. And I don't know, like you're saying, how the economics of this make that work for Nordstrom or how they've been doing it for as long as they have.
Yeah, and your part about RFID is important too, because there are some qualifications there, because just standard putting RFID tags on won't solve this problem either.
Right.
Because traditional use cases for RFID is you put the tags on the product and you have a gun and you scan it. That's great for understanding what's in your store. It's not great for understanding the location of your products in the store, which in a disarrayed store like Nordstrom Rack is essential to help your employees do that efficiently.
Exactly.
The only way you can do that, from my knowledge, is having the overhead arrays in the store telling you where everything is. That's very expensive, very complicated. You don't see that very often. Maybe we'll start to see more of it. It's something that you probably want to look at given the costs involved here. But yeah, it's no easy solution. So, yeah.
Even just knowing, though, that it's in your store with the RFID tagging would be a good place to start.
Before you promise it to your customer and have a canceled order.
Like, it is somewhere in this physical building, we think.
Next level analysis right there from us. All right.